Back in here again, Mow Trappin Podcast. Almost full swing of things.
Oh, definitely, man. Y'all feeling it right now. You in the prime of the season. Transitioning into the rainy season.
Listening. Hey,
Prime time season. Let me
that's
go
crazy.
live.
Transition to the rainy because soon as I got done today, about 2 hours later, man, I'm talking about a hard rain came down. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to mow in the morning for real.
It rained up every day.
Man, it came down for about a solid 2.5, 3 hours, monsoon style though.
Are you serious?
Man, it came quick, and then it say tomorrow's supposed to rain, but if that grass is soggy and saturated in the morning, I don't know. It's been so warm though, it might dry it up. What up with you, DS?
Hey, what up with y'all, man? I just logged on to my IG. Oh,
Fresh cut, snow removal. What up?
something happened on there. One of my clips. Something happened today. I just logged on for the first time since top of the morning live. Literally, something happened today. Let me turn that cup around. They ain't paying me nothing.
Jersey in the building. What up, DH?
Let me see here. I'm gonna go live on that real quick. Man, well, but we did do it again. And I'm tripping that it rained up there.
Yeah, it rained for about 3 hours and quit. And that's when I came in, ate, and passed out and woke back up and had about 30 minutes for the show. But I'm talking about it's been, man. This season, hold on, I'm booked up.
My bad.
Hey, yeah,
My bad,
I'm booked
IG.
up. I'm right now. That's it. Yeah, that's what we want to hear.
I'm on the Mow Trappin Podcast tonight. I'm typing it in real quick over on YouTube.
Man, I'm talking about this season right here, boy. I've been every season.
Hey, what up, everybody?
But I've been catching everything this year. Usually I'm missing stuff here and there, man. I've been catching.
Yeah. Oh, you've been doing a lot of estimates.
Man, I'm talking about estimates. Man, that's crazy because I think I got 4 that's getting back with me. I think I got 2 I got to do in the morning before I start. And I dropped some, and I done dropped some already too. So
for real,
man, let me tell you.
Hey man, I'm gonna get to y'all quick. Y'all come on over to Mow Trappin Podcast, man. Just go to YouTube, type it in. We live right now, actually. And then if I see the question, if I can slip in the answer, I will. But y'all come on over to YouTube, man. I'm gonna be on here in like 10 seconds. Then we go ahead and get the show cracking.
TNL, what up, fam? Hey, TNL is crazy, man, because they was talking about, having people, in your city like Crawley and Nashville, how the Nashville boys is. And I was talking to somebody, TNL, Cobb, who be in here, and Cobb said he's down your way. And I think, was it Cobb? I think Cobb even said you let him use some of your equipment one time, TNL.
Oh, that's real.
What up with it?
Cat's Paw, what up with your family?
Cat's Paw. Is that you, McNair? Did you change your name to Cat's Paw, man?
Nah, is that? I
think that is McNair, man. I think McNair changed his name.
Nah, I think that's somebody different.
Nah, hold on. Might be somebody different. I might be tripping.
It's somebody different.
Yeah, TNL. Yep. Yeah, Cobb one turned me on to that. It's crazy because the property management company, when I talked to them today, I mentioned Cobb's name. Dude got so excited. He was like, Chris. He was like, man, that's my boy.
For real.
Man, heck yeah. He was like, man, how did you find out? Nah, he from Wisconsin. Okay. Nah, Cat's Paw, I'm tripping. I do got you on my IG. Man, I ain't been on IG. They still got your boy banned for it say till June 21st.
That's
so we
crazy.
Don't know. I'm gonna see. Man, listen. It's safe for a whole year. It say June 21st. They just gonna let me know. So
for real.
Hey, well, I told you I'm just gonna have to chop it up and go crazy on TikTok and YouTube.
They finna make you have to start another. You got to start a whole another channel. You'll get everybody right back.
Nah, yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you, I got a bunch of stuff I got to clip up right now, but man, I've been so busy spring. I'm like one thing at a time. I don't want to miss nothing right now, man. I'm talking about because You just got to, man. I got to do it like that right now, man, because I'm like, dog, I got to like focus on one thing at a time, because otherwise I'm gonna be all over the place. I'm gonna get discouraged because they got me blocked off. You feel me and all that? I'm like, nah, let me focus on this money, get it right.
Exactly. No,
Yeah,
you ain't doing nothing wrong.
Once the dust settles, I had them clips back up. I'm waiting on the spring dust to settle right now. Exquisite, what's up? Let's go and get it cracking, man. We in here now. Another Tuesday Mow Trappin Podcast. We in here again. Solo operator, Boneyard Lawn Service down here, small town, Paducah, Kentucky. Getting it in. Still solo operating. I say I will have some help this year, but right now I'm solo operating, and we gonna mingle that in as the year goes along. I will be picking up people, man. I'm basically saving right now for equipment and employees. That's where the money's better go. Real talk.
No, I definitely feel you on that, man. Y'all know what it is. John Crawley, One Man, One More Landscaping. Represent Nashville, Tennessee. Self-made. Definitely doing my thing down here in this city. I'm in year number 15 right now. I have 3 people that's helping me run my business. Three people that's helping me right now. So, and it's only one active one that's in the fields with me. But me and my number one guy, hey, we're in a good situation right now because of the transition that I made going from predominantly bi-weekly to weekly only to weekly.
Man,
It's just a handful of sprinkles that's just still, you know what I'm saying? But as I go cut the grass bone, it just lets me know every time on I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to hang on to them.
what's that? What the bi-weekly is hanging on?
Dude, the grass be so high. I
Oh,
don't know how I was able to do it, bro. Like for real.
let me tell you.
I can't make it
kind
up,
of go
bro.
back. It kind of go back to kind of what I said too. When you in the midst of stuff, you can't see.
Yeah.
And so when you can remove yourself and outside look into it, you can see what's going on for that. You like, oh man, I can see now. I can see what was going on. You know what I'm saying? But you have to get out the midst of it sometime. And when you're in the midst of it, it's all good. But man, when it started, like you said, when you got more weeklies than bi-weeklies, you get to seeing it.
Yeah.
You get like it just makes sense to be weekly. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess let me tell you, I got a message right here. I got a guy today. He said, because I told him at the beginning of the season, I said, go on the weekly, man. I said, I got that bi-weekly price, like what you said, Crawley. You don't mind pulling up though, some of them. My bi-weekly price right now so nice. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind pulling up. But he texted me today. He said, listen, man. He said, go on put me on rap with everybody else with the weekly.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, for real.
Yeah,
No,
man.
that make perfect sense. Because you going out there, man, you have to go over it if you care about quality of work. If you care about your quality of work, you can't just roll over 2-week grass one time. It think that's gonna be a go. Like I just don't see how it's possible. You know what I'm saying? For real.
You got double cut them. I triple cut today on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's because we had a little rain come through between the 2 weeks. Now what's crazy is the spring rush done hit. We ain't had a lot of rain. To me, we had rain about 2 weeks ago.
Y'all ain't had no rain?
We ain't had a lot of rain. We had some sprinkles here and there. We had a day where it rained, but when it did rain, I still got out of mode. It was still wet, but it was my yards that I got now don't hold a lot of water. I put it like that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give a shout out to, I know a lot of y'all in here probably watch Gibson. If y'all watch Gibson, I know y'all watch Gibson. Gibson's gonna pop up. Gibson's gonna be all over your YouTube, all over your TikTok. Gibson said something last year, man. He said, I don't care about no rain. He said, I ain't got a yard to hold water. He said, I got rid of every yard I had to hold water. He said, when it rain, don't call me talk about I don't need to come out. I'm coming out to cut tomorrow because I'm not leaving no ruts or nothing. Don't know y'all heard water. And I'm telling you, I took notes of that last year, man. I'm gonna ask me to just remind me. I can send you a text. I had another yard to hit me on one of these estimates. I told him, I said I can't take it on because your yard holds water like crazy. Now in the area of town I'm on, Crawley, the yards, you might got a couple here and there. they got bad like drainage on them. The water flow is messed up where they might need to get the drain redone.
Okay, the French drain or something where it's just pooling.
So, but on the other side of town, where I first started mowing, a lot of that side of town holds water. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
When it rains, you gonna have work, but a lot of those people are 2 week customers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So you know what I'm saying? So they want you to work, but after that rain dries up and you can finally get on them yards, they jungle.
Yeah, of course. Especially if they holding that water. I'm talking about they drinking tough and it's spiking right now. The temperature is definitely spiking right now. So with all that water and then it's getting plenty of sun, oh yeah, you are fighting like 2 feet high grass or more or even more in 2 weeks. And that's crazy.
I turned down one, man, because in our area, it'll rain sometimes, man, and you can't touch those yards for 3 or 4 days. That's how bad it gets on that side of town. Like you just can't touch them. Like even if you was to buy property on that side of town, they tell you it's like flood area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it makes sense.
Man, I've been we ain't had too much rain. When we had the rain, I was still able to get out and mow the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, we ain't had too much crazy rain, but it's funny because the grass has just been growing like crazy. So man, I've been busy. This past week, man, I got my schedule finally crunched down after this dust settles finally on the spring rush. I should be able to go Monday through Thursday, man. And it's got me about $1 short of 10 grand off 31 customers going Monday through Thursday.
They're killing it.
31 customers, man. I clipped a lot of people. I got a fair price, and I just got the people who can afford me. You know what I'm saying? And I had a couple of them already. They was bi-weekly. I get a call. Hey, we went back with the other guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who would be? You know what I'm saying? Because every time they call from Crawley, you know how it go. You lose one, you get 2 or 3. So,
bro, you already know how it goes down. Oh yeah, this week with me, let me see. I'm telling you, this is what happened over the previous week here in Nashville. It was raining so awful, off and on, all day. I think it started Thursday, Friday. No, it started maybe Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to where it was raining like it. And then during that time, all my yards were triple blend fescue. So it's like, I don't want to get out there and cut them because they on heels too. And I know I'm going to lose that more with it being that slick. I need every piece of traction coming off them hillsides when it comes to cutting the grass. So I have to let it dry some on top. I couldn't get to them. So fast forward this week right here, Bone. It's going on day. I cut up every 7 days now. It's going on day 11. Bro, I pull up out there yesterday and saw that grass. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm finna have to double cut it. I said, there's no way I can single pass it. I had to double cut it, but the work was magnificent. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like that fescue is crucial. When it's all fescue, bro, the chunks it be slanging out be so crucial when it's overgrown. It don't make no sense, and you gotta clean it up. But it's a clean snip, but you still have to go back over it again to clean the rest of them up because that's them thick blades. The mature fescue,
you'll have a couple of stragglers here and there.
Yeah, exactly. Because now it's starting to stalk right. All the fescue grass is starting to seed right now. So you got the stalks going up crazy. So you might go over it one way, but the stalk is going up this direction. So you will have to hit it with a dual pattern. That's the only way you're gonna be able to clean it up.
Dual pattern, yeah. No, facts. A lot of my
yards, you're gonna be able to clean it.
A lot of my yards this week, one way, another way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, social media. A couple years ago, man, I wasn't too much switching my directions. A couple years ago, I'm just mowing. I'm just getting on the yard mowing. And it came from one of my customers. He left I got a customer that leaves every summer. And he told me, he said, man, he said, when you cut it, just make sure you're switching up every time. And he'll leave every time. He say, just make sure you're switching up every time. And so I heard a couple guys on social media saying, switch it up. And you can see it when I go back on one of my old yards, man.
Yeah.
When you're steady cutting the same way, you could see like almost like tracks in the yard. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you go see tracks in the yard for
Crazy
real.
tracks, yeah. So, and I didn't even notice it, but like I say, man, now I'm switching up, cutting directions. But when I'm getting done, I'm gonna tell you too. I gotta get some videos up, man. I've been so busy. That Yakta is spitting grass,
For real.
man. When I say I'm super noticing the difference between, I got 4 different moors. I'm noticing the way that thing's spitting. I'm going out there, like I said, I had a nice thick chunky one today. I had to cut 3 times. I had to go over 3, but it was just, that thing was just extra grown up. But man, I could
For
notice
real.
how it spits that grass out, man. Usually I'm 2 cuts and it's clean, it's throwing it nice, and I ain't getting no chunks left. None
Yeah.
at all. And I'm talking about I went out one morning on purpose. It was 7 o'clock. I went to a super wet yard, super thick, wet in the morning, and man, it cut through it so clean, man. When the dust settles, like I said, I'm gonna get some good footage. I've been so
You
busy,
talking
man.
about
Like
with
I
the
said,
Yakta?
man, it's cutting, bro. It's spitting.
I'm talking about how tall is the grass? Is it just is it
I'm cutting it
overgrown?
on 4.5. Some of them I'm putting them on, starting them off on 4.5, and then I
Oh, you
drop it
cutting
down to
it.
3. I
Okay,
mean, I
okay.
said 3. My bad, not 3. I'm starting off at 4.5 for some of them high, and I'm coming back on 4. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you try to cut low at first,
Oh, you
sometimes
finna
that grass will look brown at first. You get a looking brown
Nah,
at
bro,
first.
you go throw out some serious chunks if you cut it, cause like you gotta work it down. Nah, you doing it the right way, because
Yeah,
you go through some 2 feet grass trying to cut it on 3 inches or 2.5 inches. You gonna be working the hell out of your blade, your V belt. Your
but
blade belt is finna get worked like more than it's ever been worked. You
yeah,
gonna burn it out, cause you was slanging out way too much grass than your mower supposed to be handling
but let me
at
tell
one
you,
given
bro,
time.
I went through some nice, thick, wet stuff. And when I say I didn't hear a bog, I didn't hear a hesitation, man, it cut through it like butter. I'm talking about the whole time, spitting it.
Yeah,
Man, I'm
yeah.
gonna get some videos up, man. I'm telling you, day's been so busy right now. I'm telling you, those little 4-5 seconds, I feel like it's making a difference with that phone. I'm coming in here, man. I'm sitting down for 2 seconds and I'm passing out every night. And I'm
That's
waking up
let you
about
know
an hour.
you're putting in that work, bro.
I'm
That
waiting
let
up
you
about
know
I'm
you
waking up
putting in
about
that
an hour
work.
later. And I'm like, man, I still got the uniform on. You feel me?
Nah, that let you know you
So
working for real. That's how you supposed to be feeling. Them true
yeah, man.
shutdowns, cause you maximizing your days, man. That's what it's all about. For
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, I
And
got
you
it.
tired.
Yeah, hey, now I'm just getting it while the getting is good, man, because you know how I
Got
go.
to.
It,
You got
and,
to,
and the
bro.
whole season, I'm gonna say it ain't just spring rush. I treat my whole season like a spring rush because I get estimates calls all year long. I'm talking about spring will start. I guarantee as people right now took on yards, I give it about a couple weeks after May. There's gonna be some people already that's out the game that thought they was gonna have somebody come to do their yard. Then it's gonna get that hot phase when that heat come through a little bit. Some more people gonna drop off again. You're gonna get some more calls. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. It's funny, man, like that. Every year, I don't know about everybody else. Every year it's been like that for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
why I got a clean Friday right now. I got my schedule bogged down Monday through Thursday. I'm about to
Yeah.
make on Friday. I'm gonna get out on Fridays, but I'm gonna line up my Fridays with nothing but $100 yards. So I'm
On
trying to fill
Friday.
Friday up with 10 $100 yards right now.
Yeah,
You
my
know what
my
I'm
yo, oh, that's smart. My
saying?
stuff, so I be having a little bit of drive time within my schedule, but it be okay because I'm having to rebuild up hotspots. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still able to get some good numbers done. I'm still doing like maybe averaging like 17 to 18 yards a day. You know what I'm saying? Just with a
Yeah,
little drive time, but I'm priced right though. You
yeah,
know, yeah, I'm priced right though. So
that's crazy.
to
You say drive time. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so as long as I can just continue to maintain this schedule how I'm working it and just find a way to just critique it and just get better route density, oh yeah, just keep growing. And just
Mm-hmm.
specifically just keep growing and keep laying this pressure out here. And it's gonna happen. For real.
Yeah, I see what he said right there. He said make room. Said Crawley, I just got rid of a client I bent over backwards for yesterday. I love how you said make room for clients that don't give you no added stress. Let me
Yeah,
tell you.
bro. You got to get them out the pipe. You
Let me
got to
tell
get
you.
them out the way, man. I'm be trying to tell people that it's clogging up the pipeline. And
Let me
you
tell
are
you. I got it.
concerned about them people. And they need, hey, bro, the moment you get rid of them, you go get 2 or 3 more. I'm telling you,
Listen.
good clients.
Every time, let me tell you, man, the clients I got right now, I love them. I love it. I'm telling you, it's no problem. It's no stress. It's thank you. It's no, I'm getting clients. Don't even tell me you coming by. Just do the
Yeah.
yard. We ain't even worried about it. We know you going to show up. Just do the yard. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to call us. We trust you. It done
Yeah,
got to
that's
that
how
now. I'm
that
loving it. Man, I'm
that's
telling
how
you.
all my clients that's been with me for a long time, they like it, but I be having these new ones and they be
Uh-huh.
getting they be aggravating my team on how they be calling, trying to get it all the way narrowed down to the last hour or 30 minutes. I'll be like, man,
Uh-huh.
that's I can have it like that, but I'm just not used to it. I'm used to a lot of customers say when he pull up, he pulling up. We finna get in and
Pulling up.
out. And then
ADA.
it ain't no
Good.
problem. Then it ain't no
ADA.
problem.
My 2 week minimum right now is $80, bro. And I ain't going on it. It's $80. Take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? That's been my
Yeah,
new minimum this year. I got
yeah,
some, they love it. I got some, they told me they couldn't go with it. And I got some, it makes them go to weekly. They like, well,
yeah,
hey, I'm gonna be paying that for 2 weeks, man. What you want for every week? Oh, you get that weekly price, that price is gonna drop significant. You feel me?
yeah,
Because I want
yeah,
you on route with everybody else while I'm just sliding through the week. Make it
yeah.
easy for me. I'm going home. Like today, man. I told you I was done at 1 o'clock today. So I got up today. I was done at 1 o'clock. I did 6 yards. I made 450. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying? Off 6 yards. So
that makes sense.
yeah, because I was
That make
I was
perfect sense.
man, I was underpricing myself, man, after these years, man, and you'll get to figure it out. You just got to be out here long enough. You get to figure out. And I'm gonna tell you, just pay attention to everybody else and what they charge and what they doing. Everybody's area is gonna be different, but it'll just give you
Exactly,
some things to think about when you pull up on a customer, and it give you
I,
some things to think about when you're looking at evaluating the yard.
exactly. I have just make sure you have a standard price, your bottom, your
Mm,
floor that you not going underneath starting off. You know what I'm saying? Then I advise you if they want to proceed to go 2 weeks, you need to add on at least a half of another cut, at least. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? You could hit them with a double bubble, but I think that'll be overboard. Especially if you already used to doing bi-weekly. I don't even know why you tripping. But when you transition and they want to continue to go bi-weekly, you need to add another half on top of whatever you charge it. And that'll make sense to you when you pull up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For real. I'm telling you, it'll make sense for you. Then you'll be like, okay, this is how it should be going down. Like I should have, then your weeklies, you can show them some love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if my bi-weekly, bro, I'm not pulling up unless it start at $75 to $85. It just depends on what the yard I'm looking at. If it's
Yeah.
and that's just for like regular yards, like standard yards. I'm not finna pull up and have to fight high grass because I know it's gonna rain 5 days out of the week. Like right
Mm,
now during this season, it could possibly rain 4 to 5 days during the next exchange. You got to go mow the grass. Boom, think about how high the grass gonna be if it
man,
got 4 or 5 rain events.
man,
Can
let me
you
tell you.
imagine? And you just it took me going over this season and just really thinking about it, having solid people around me
Realize,
to let me know, having solid people that was able to make me understand it. Bro, when I sat back, I was nervous. But when I did it, I'm telling you, you got to go
makes
through
sense.
that
Hey,
experience.
you go
You
listen.
got
I
you got
swear,
to
you
go
gonna
through
be
that
so
experience. I can
scared.
only tell you that for real. You go
I
be
was
ready to scared. Hey,
yeah,
hey.
card on file and card on file and telling them I only do weeklies. It seems scary, but you need to
Yeah,
sit your
man.
scary ass down. It's your
Yeah,
business. Don't be scared to
exactly.
tell people, man, this is how I'm running it. This is what it is. Man, I got kids. So this year, the price I got with the schedule I got, it's making it to where, man, I can finally be able to get back to spending time with my kids, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
Yeah,
nothing like with me, man. My little girl, look, let's go to the park, daddy. You feel me? Man,
yeah,
that is everything right there. You know what I'm saying to me.
exactly.
So, but man, let me
What we have on the
yeah,
news tonight? I
yeah,
know
we got
we
that's
had
what I was
something
just about to say.
cooking.
We got to pull up on the news right now. So we talk about
We had
prices.
something.
Let's get into it with the prices. So here we go.
Can't hear.
Yeah. I don't know
Okay,
who
y'all.
all like. Y'all see that price? $2,100. Now y'all just you said drop a comment down on what y'all average customer spends a year. Just drop
Yeah.
it. You say you got no sound? Hold on. I'm glad you said that. Hold on. Let's
Yeah.
see. Let me see. Let me start it over. Let me pull it back up so we can get the sound in here real quick.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. Appreciate that, D8. Hold on. Let's get this back in here. Let's see. Share the sound. Y'all let me know if the audio come on now. Let's see.
Mike McKnight, time of year when some of us pay for yard
Yeah,
care.
we
You
good
heard
now.
D8.
Yeah, we
Your
good now.
man has continuously fought a bill for 2 years. He claims it's unfair. The yard service disagrees, and the dispute has now reached court. Mike McKnight tells us why and what a judge decided in tonight's First Alert 6 investigation.
Serious, man.
Kind of see outlines.
The legally blind Lynn Hendricks listened when Steve's Yard Care knocked on his door 2 years ago.
He said that he would treat the lawn and make it the greenest lawn in the block. And it was about $98 a month, which I thought was pretty high, but I thought, well, what the heck?
What the
Hold on. He said, what the heck? $98 a month?
Yeah.
Probably you cutting anything for $98 a month?
Nah, I thought he said he was spraying. Was he spraying or he was servicing the lawn? He was cutting it.
He say, I guess he's thinking he's gonna get $98 a month just for him to cut it and turn it green.
Oh, I thought he was referring to the spraying. Okay, so okay, I understand that.
We're gonna play more of the story, get some clarity on this. You know, $98 a month, even on spray.
Yeah.
Now spraying $98 a month, you can probably get it for about $70 a month around here. So
Yeah.
The heck had a stronger meaning when Lynn got the bill, showing total charges of $2,100 for one lawn service season.
It didn't register
lawn
that it was adding up to that much.
The 82-year-old paid about $900 for 8 regular applications, but owed $1,200 more.
now, when I say about 8 regular applications, that lets you know
Yeah,
right
he was
there.
spraying.
That's just the spraying in. Yeah.
But
So it's probably
where's the other 12 coming from?
mowing. That's your mowing.
Well, yeah, the full
So he was
service,
mowing
yeah,
and he was
yeah.
spraying. So hold on, let's get into the
I
story.
didn't authorize, as far as I know, a lot of these treatments.
Miscellaneous charges included $375 for seed, at least 4 bug control applications at $140 each, and 5 lime spreads costing $49 apiece. The assessor lists home and property at 65 by 125 feet.
I mean, my dad, he's retired on a fixed income. He can't afford to be paying all this extra.
Declining an on-camera interview, the owner of Steve's Yard Care in La Vista tells me the elderly homeowner was not overcharged. He claims the yard was a weedy mess when the work started. All applications were needed and all approved by the 82-year-old homeowner.
So
Okay. I see the twist in it now.
you see the little twist.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
And see, you got to be clear on your communication, even with your customers.
Yeah, you do.
Make sure they get it and make sure you get it. But we it still got some more in this though. Go ahead.
That's crazy because just looking at it right now, okay, I know he signed up for the service, but I think when he was making his payments, he paid $900 and some odd dollars towards the bill. So obviously he was acknowledging it some type of way to make those payments.
Yeah.
So you got to understand that. That's just for the business perspective on that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he's making payments. He making payments, but okay, but now all of a sudden he stopped paying. Then he want to get audited and everything, but he's paying. I'm just putting myself in the lawn care. He's like, okay, now you want to go to the news and everything. Like, I get it, but I'm just putting as a business owner, like, bro, you should have just told me you was on a fixed income, and I would have been able to lessen it down for you. But you was making payments now all of a sudden. Like, what's going on? Yeah, I mean that's my perspective from the lawn care company. You know what I mean? Now,
Crawley said Crawley ain't seen his video at all yet. So you know, y'all heard what Crawley said. Then let's finish the story.
Ask that first charge.
The owner of Steve's Yard Care says customer approvals are not in writing, but bills are sent for each service provided, and the senior citizen gave the okay for lawn applications over the phone.
Blind
Oh.
with cancer, and he thinks he's going to collect more money. They got news for him.
The yard service turned the bill over to the Collection Analyst Inc., which took Lynn to court for a reduced amount of $841. The senior citizen couldn't afford an attorney, so his son appeared beside him in the courtroom. The collections attorney argued only the 82-year-old in failing health could speak, and the judge agreed.
Yeah, there were things I would have liked to said that were relevant to the case, but the judge said that I had no standing to say so.
Lynn could only mumble to the judge what he told me.
Well, I just want to argue that it is not fair.
The senior homeowner didn't offer any evidence like the bill. After taking the case under advisement for several weeks, Sarpy County Judge Patricia Freeman has ruled in favor of the collection agency, ordering Lynn Hendricks to pay not only the summary judgment, but also legal fees for a total of nearly $950 with interest until he pays. Lynn Hendricks is in hospice care fighting for his life, so his son says it's far less important to lose a court fight.
If they really want the money.
I'm gonna tell you, it's one thing that happened to what I mentioned earlier, bro. He was making regular payments on it. And then so that obviously you already acknowledge the debt. So if you've been making payments, you acknowledge the debt. You know what I'm saying? And I just hate it from a legal perspective. I can see why the ruling happened the way it happened. Now, if you have proof that you've been communicating with them about lessening the bill and everything like that, or why we got problems, then you would have had, I feel like he would have had more of a standing chance. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they just said he didn't have any evidence. So I was like, oh man, I hate that for him.
And so what's crazy is, man, like I say, I switched over to Your Able app. And one thing with Your Able, man, anytime before anything gets done, I have to send a message out that says customer approval. And it makes them sign a signature. So it protects me, you know what I'm saying? And if they don't want it, they say, no, we just don't want that. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, Crawley, he's paying, he's acknowledging. And this is just a piece of the news we got to show y'all. Because, you might got an older guy right there. And it seemed like we could say somebody's taking advantage of them. But you might get somebody who's not as old who you go through this same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they can say, I mean, man, just protect yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure you super clear with your communication with your customer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure ain't nobody in here lead no customer on to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
It be
but
some
man,
different people out here, bro.
I'm pretty sure, but it's at percent. We got somebody in here, you feel me? But the thing is, man, make sure you just doing everything crystal clear. Lay it out there. It is, it's this, it's that. Do you agree to this? Do you not agree to this? Because even the court thing, man, that's a waste of time for both of y'all, for real. When you can really come to agreement and try to settle it out.
Yeah.
Or try to, talk it out, like Crawley said. Hey, man, you would have let me know you was on a fixed income. Let's see what we can do and try to resolve this before we get into this next level. And now you're paying lawyer fees plus interest now.
You got to look at it, bro. Like, if he been paying, then all of a sudden he stopped paying, that company has a chain of process that they follow. Okay, you stop paying, and I got to hand this to my collection agency. And then that's when they finna go out there. Add their tax on to it. It just, that's the trickle effect. It just, I understand. I understand how it can happen. It's awful. I just wish that guy would have had a little bit more evidence. Because he might have had something. But you got to be able to prove it in a court of law. That's a whole different battlefield right there.
Yeah, and that's why we say anybody can mow grass, but this is a business. Remember, you're in business. Just remember, you in business. Every time you out there cutting grass, I'm in business. Exactly. I'm in the business of cutting grass. Man, Man, tonight we're going to pull up the guest tonight, man. And this guest right here, man, is a guy. Right before the expo last year, man, he reached out to me. He said, man, I want to have you and Crawley invite y'all to dinner. So Crawley's first year at the expo, Crawley had stuff he had to do. I was able to get to make it. You know what I'm saying? And before even that, when I first started YouTube, I used to check out this guy's channel because he was one of the only guys I seen on YouTube that had an actual channel that was going, that ran a snapper like me. There wasn't too many people that ran a snapper more, and he was one of the guys I looked at.
For real.
Also, when I had to do my trailer, it just so happened when I'm looking up how to redo my trailer, his videos popped up with his trailer. So, man, we're going to bring up the guest tonight, man. And this is my boy right here, Tony from Tony's Lawn Care. What's up, Tony, man?
How you guys doing? I've listened to every single podcast that y'all put out, like on audio. In the app, like I listen to them while I'm out mowing, and like every single one shows played from the very first episode to the very last, the newest episode. So yeah. So even these ones that though I missed a couple minutes, I went and put one of my kids to bed. Yeah, I'll still listen to it all again, on the audio. So that's how it is. And every day in the spring rush when I'm feeling tired, I'm like, well, Crawley tells us that we're gonna be tired and we gotta just keep going, keep meeting with the customers, keep doing the, get it while the getting's good, So
yeah, definitely.
All right, man. So go ahead, introduce yourself, Tony, man.
Well, my name's Tony. I'm definitely putting on for my city down here, Lake Oconee, Georgia.
There you go.
And
there you go, Tony. There you go.
So my dad's been in the business since '86, and so I've never done anything besides lawn care, like for money. So I started mine about 13 years ago, and I take care of 30 accounts here. They're all card on file, weekly accounts, 12 months a year kind of thing. And that's what I do. It's taken me a lot of years. I've been in business 13 years, so it's taken me a long time to work up to that. So I'm mainly only working 2 neighborhoods now. They're high-end residential properties. I'm more of a gardener than I am a lawn man, if that makes sense. I mean, they're 3/4 acre, but maybe half of that is grass. The other half, actually probably less than half of that is grass. The other half is I have several yards that have over 400 shrubs on them. So
wow. Okay.
So
okay.
yeah,
I see you definitely got a lot of motion, but I want to touch back bases, like really, like what was your origin of like jumping in the lawn care? I know you said that your dad was doing it since '86, so I know that kind of steered you in the direction of lawn care. But what actually happened in your mind where you just knew, like, let me go ahead and get my own thing going?
Yeah, so my dad, when I was young, he had large businesses, smaller businesses. I seen the fluctuation of it. Some, up to 10 employees, and then, down to me and my brother and one of my uncles, or y'all know how it goes, this or that.
Yeah, I get.
And so by the time I was an adult, he didn't want to build a lot of like big infrastructure. And, as I got married and stuff, he didn't want to have me like overseeing divisions. And in order for me to make real adult money, me and my younger brother, he's, kind of our plan all along was that, hey, when we get to whatever age, that if we want to start our own company, we'd have his blessing. Like, he didn't hand us any yards or nothing like that, but it was just like, that was just kind of part of the plan. So like, it wasn't like a thing where I was just like, no, I don't want to work in his company. Like, it was nothing like that. It's just, this is part of the, it's just part of the plan, part of the journey. So I started mine maybe 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. Actually, maybe 11, somewhere in there. And I started out just like everyone else. I had one of the first ladies I got from a business card, and it was $35. And, I had to like,
Hey, even been with your dad for years, you still started off at $35. Go ahead, though.
Right. Yeah, and it was one of those deals where like I had to wait for her to like get her Social Security or whatever it is, and so it'd be like a couple of cuts. And now these were bi-weekly cuts, I think. So I had bi-weekly. Yeah, then then I had to go and collect it.
That's all the right variables.
Cut you off, Tony.
You hitting all the right variables, Tony.
I'll cut you off. But y'all listen to a guy whose dad was born in '86, and he still started out 35 a cut
Yep.
bi-weekly with somebody on fixed income just like all of us.
Yes.
That's crazy. So,
Yeah, and
I don't mean to cut you off real quick, Tony. So, are you solo, or are you by yourself?
Yeah. So
I mean, the crew.
right. So over the years after I got married and have kids and that kind of thing, I didn't want to add a lot of complexity to my life, and I was servicing probably I would say a 40-50 mile radius, maybe a little less than that. But so what I've done over years, instead of adding more people and more trucks and that kind of thing, is I've just trying to shrink it into where right now I'm only in 2 neighborhoods, and they're about 8 or 9 miles away. And so they're all right there. So every day I wake up, I go to the same neighborhood and I just go. I mean, they're not all right next, maybe they're a street over or whatever, but they're all in there. And it's a gated neighborhood. Like, you have to have a computer chip, like, in your truck. They put it on the windshield so they know exactly how long you were in there, how when
you in high end areas for real, Tony. Yeah, that's what you want. No, that's what you want, though, especially if it's solo.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. And if I'm able to kind of trim their big bushes exactly how they want them and hand prune some stuff and do this and that, I'm very hard to replace, with the bigger companies with the crews and stuff. And so I'm just choosing to, and these are no solicitation. There's 35 patrol vehicles in these neighborhoods, so you can't just go and put door hangers in there.
Or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I got one neighborhood like that also. Go ahead.
So I like it. I like what you did. Go ahead. Keep on elaborating. I like it.
Over word of mouth, when I got the first one customer in there, and then word of mouth, and they told I did a great job for them. They told someone in their, I don't know, women's whatever club they have, and then I got another call, and then so that's how I've grown. And then I would maybe when that season ran out, I would get rid of one of my yards that was next city over, and just trying to keep building it inside those neighborhoods. Yeah. And so now, many years later, it takes a long time, especially in those neighborhoods, they don't just hire like anyone. Like, it takes time, to kind of build your reputation there, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
And so it's been a long process, but it's cool, and I'm still at it. And I've never it's never been as good and solid as it is right now, but y'all know how it is in business. Like, you feel like, man, after all this work I put in, I feel like I should be farther ahead than I am,
No, you definitely not telling no lie about that. But you have similar pathways when it comes to acquiring like clients that's been with you, and how you get in these neighborhoods, and you find a way to just stay within a certain parameter. Like, that takes, like, literally, people have to see you constantly showing up. Like, you just dedicated to what you do for a living. And you know what I'm saying? And you will grow by word of mouth because you're just that consistent. But with you being consistent, what all services do you offer? I know, like, with lawn care, you just might be bushes, trimming shrubs, keeping those maintained, or any trees or any act of nature. You go clean that up, mulch, just elaborate on what all do you offer.
Yeah, so these properties, like I said, half the properties landscaped area, bushes, so I do all the ground cover there, and and keep up with the weeds in the beds and all that, which is a battle this time of year. A few houses, I do the gutters and things, just depending on the house.
Okay.
So, like, I remove all the debris.
From the gutters? I literally, I'm sorry, man. When you mentioned gutters, like, my knees start shaking when I get past 12 foot off the ground. Like, my knees start shaking. So when you mention anything about gutters, like, hey, that's a different type of work right there. Especially when it's a tall.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, and some of those houses, I'm not going to do them.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't mean to cut you off, Tony, one more time. If you're in certain neighborhoods where you're talking about, getting into them gated codes, I'm pretty sure everything is 2-3 levels.
Right. Yeah. So actually, I say I offer that, but a good portion of those houses, I don't include that, and they, maybe they have a gutter service or whatever. So And actually, in the future, I hope to do less and less of it because, in the past, like you're saying, I've done multiple story houses and stuff, and that's all right. But years and years later of doing it, it's kind of, nah, I don't really like doing that. So I'm gonna, I'm kind of working away from that. But so it's mainly, the debris, the limbs. I actually pick up all the pine cones that fall. So we have pine trees. Pine trees is like our natural, like #1 tree here.
Yeah, that's in
I'm in
Georgia.
Georgia, so
Told you, it pine
um,
down there. Go ahead.
yeah.
So y'all
So
pick them all up. What y'all do? Blow them in the area, like, or y'all just how do y'all? What type of apparatus are you use to pick this stuff up? I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's you. You mentioned you pick up all the pine. Cause I just make sure my blades are sharp and they had a shoot going down. Cause I know
Hey,
I'm gonna come
hey,
through there
Charlie.
and tap some stuff up real
Hey,
quick.
hey, hey, Charlie, they coming out my deck like footballs. Hey, before they
I put that
stall.
shoe going down, and I'm finna go through there and tear some stuff up. And you said y'all pick it up. That is my bad. That just caught me off guard right there, cause I know what I do.
well, so it's so like a lot of them, they'll fall in these natural areas. So it has the pine straw, right? Because we put out pine straw. Like 80% of the houses have pine straw. We install new longleaf pine straw, and so the
Yeah,
pine
man.
cones, they fall all in the beds, and they're big.
Okay.
They're pretty big,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they just look terrible. So if you can offer,
I
keeping
get
that
it.
straw clean, the weeds pull out, and pick up the pine cones, it just, man, those
Okay.
beds
I
look
get it.
amazing.
Okay, I
So
saw the angle. I saw the angle. Okay, is this within the flower beds? But go ahead,
yes.
bro. My bad. I understand that. But I
Uh,
just that caught me off guard when you said that.
And I use like I use a small 20-gallon brute trash can, and then
mhm.
the Rubbermaid brute. It's like a plastic trash can, and
Oh, you
then
got
Yeah,
I use a grabber. Like a 3-foot, like you could reach up if you're an
I
old
get it.
person and pick something up off
yeah,
the
keep 'em off
shelf
the
or
Yeah, I
ground.
something.
get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
and
I heard. Go ahead, Tony.
once
I'm
you
up.
get used to it, I mean, you can rip through those beds and just boom, boom, boom. Like without bending over. You can once you get used to
Yeah,
doing it a
yeah,
lot, you can
you
hit
doing it
those
like
up pretty quick.
yeah. I
Yeah.
got a question for you. I know you said you everybody's card on file, and I
Yep.
love her. But how was that transition from going to? Because you said at first you had $35 a month fixed income. How did you go from somebody with fixed income $35 a month to I need everybody card on file now?
Well, just like Crawley was talking about earlier in the show, like you go over these things in your mind, right? And so I had all these people, and I was starting to build in these neighborhoods and stuff. So the card on file thing that just started last year, like a month or two before the expo. And I was, we hear, all of us hear the people in the
Yeah.
industry, they talk about it for the last 5 years. Oh yeah, card on file, blah blah blah. We hear that 100 times, right? But I thought, just like everyone else thought, I thought that ain't gonna work in my area. It's not gonna. I work for a lot of retired people. I have these same thoughts like everyone.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
what I did is starting last summer, I was like, hey, at the end of September, if I would go. I spent 4 months of like every week going and sitting at someone's kitchen table and explaining this stuff to them, right? Like
Yeah.
Okay.
I spent time like, helping them understand how it works, how I'm going to do it. And so it took a long time. And so I was scared to do it, but if I think about, okay, if I think about in my mind, if I'm not going to grow my company, I'm not going to get more crews and more trucks and stuff, well, then I got to continue to level up my business. Just like you guys
Hey,
give me positive peer pressure. Like if I show up to the expo next year and my business is not better than the year before that, all my
Yeah.
peers at the expo, I feel like I'm falling behind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
and I'm gonna tell you now, Tony. What you said right there, Tony, is so true because
I get
that's where
that.
I'm at right now. They got me banned on IG, but I said when I come back to the expo next year, I'm gonna have that damn dump trailer.
yep.
I'm trying to work on this other equipment, and it's like some good peer pressure. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm-hmm.
watching Crawley, what he's doing, how he just went from man, I'm tired as heck, still tired, to now he got some breathing room in him. You
Yeah.
feel me? And even with that, I'm looking at myself. I'm like, I ain't got nowhere near the amount of people as Crawley got, but I feel like, damn, I ain't got enough time in the day to do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It basically made me take a look back, like, hold on, let me look at one of my peers, what he's doing, sit back, get myself together, and look at myself, because you got to look at yourself in your business. Like you said, you had to take yourself back and sit back and look at yourself and think about it, and then you sit down to those customers and took them to the table. So ain't none of your customers gonna have you in court, hopefully, Tony, like the guy we sent on the news, because you clearly explained it to him. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's if they have a dispute about something, I mean, I'll, like you're saying, I make sure
I
they
get it.
thoroughly understand everything before I go forward. Like obviously, like when you play that news, I can, feel for the lawn care company side of things, but like if you know that this guy's not really paying attention or really knowing what he's doing, like I feel like you should look into that before it gets to that length, that big of a problem.
See, the thing about it, it's tangibles to that I just feel like it didn't get disclosed from the lawn care side of it, because now it's tied up in litigations. Now I understand the guy. I just have a different perspective. I just wish he would have had proper documentation on what he was saying, because he would have landed it. But it's really tough.
So let's go quickly through how I actually implement it. So I told them, basically explain to them in a nice way that, because they love my service, what I do, that I'm not a crew out there. That is very appealing to a lot of these, high-end people. Like they love that. So us guys, you and me and all of you guys out there that are, small guys, or even if you have a helpers or what, like if your hands are still involved in the business, that's a major upgrade to a lot of people, instead of just a crew that just goes out, right?
They do want you out there.
So
like if Crawley was to leave right now, I guarantee some of the people are Crawley. Hey, John, where you at?
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of them yards, bro, it's gonna be a night and day. It's gonna be night and day if I'm not on that yard. They're going to know.
They
And
won't
it's
they
like
won't
that.
Go
Now
ahead.
it's like, and that's part of that disconnect that you gonna have to transition into in the future, if you just ever want to just truly just see if your business can flourish without you being there. And I know something like that's gonna have to come within my 5-year plan. You know what I'm saying? Within 5 years, where I see the business, I always think about it. I can't even put a finger on what I can possibly imagine what I can achieve within 5 years. That's at least my perspective. Tony, where do you see yourself with your business, what you have going on, if you could just forecast it for like 5 years in the future?
So
where do you see yourself?
So for me, like 5 years, what I would like to see happen is, so I'm in these two neighborhoods that are owned by the same overall company, if you will. Like, so this was a huge,
It's like an HOA without being an HOA kind of.
Yeah, so there's 3,000, or there's like a couple thousand homes over in this section, and then this across the main road, was another. It used to be a whole different gated community, but then there's a company called MetLife, and they bought the whole entire thing for billions and billions.
I know MetLife.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so now, like, both those communities are basically one community, if that makes sense, like a golf, lake, whatever community.
I get it.
So they're most all the houses are either on the golf course or on the water, or both.
Okay.
So like, so what I would like to see in 5 years. So like even today, like I constantly get business in those neighborhoods from customers that, and just like probably some areas, there's a couple of massive companies that kind of take 70% of the market share, if you will. And most of the guys, do not speak English. They're all, it's a huge crew. And so those people, and they're kind of priced on the high end. And so those type of companies constantly feed me work. Cause like today I walked a customer that's two doors over from two that I have next to each other. And I also do the one across the street. And then they come out and they don't want the bush trim that low, but they can't speak any English to the people. They're literally firing that company and hiring me. And the yard looks great and everything. They can't communicate with the people. And
communication barrier.
I had an HOA call me this year and reach out, and that's basically what it was. They was like, dude, it's just a communication barrier. That's all it was. But go ahead.
And so in 5 years, like I would like, so I'm in basically the overall umbrella of one neighborhood that are separated in these two parts. But in 5
Okay.
years, I would like to even narrow it down to only one side of the road and have all my stuff
Okay.
in there. I do not plan on like making my company bigger or whatever. In 5 years, I want to have it in one neighborhood, nothing outside of there. It's all,
Ooh.
and then, as I keep doing that, there's so many houses that I'll have that it'll just, I want to move it even from the two neighborhoods down to the one neighborhood. And then
Super
after
wrap.
that,
I get
Yeah.
it. There's
It's
no
dense.
better route density. There's
Yeah.
no better route
And then-
density.
and then, after that, I'll have to figure out what to do. But in 5 years, because again, these are slow. You can't just like pick these yards up every day. But if I can pick up a couple here and there, and then I would have to decide, do I chop off this neighborhood across the road or this one? And so in 5 years, I would like to have them all over in one. Now it's one pass that I pay for, and I can go in both of them right now.
I get it. I get
There's a
it.
total of, I think, 3,000 1 acre properties, in these two
Oh,
neighborhoods.
this one of these mega.
wait.
Oh, this is a mega
Yeah.
neighborhood. Okay, this is
Right.
no.
Go
See,
ahead.
I see. I'm glad that you explained the numbers because I'm thinking like maybe 300 or 400 houses in each one. And you talking like some real deal numbers. To where
Yeah, so
I
there-
see your vision. I
um,
understand your vision now.
Right. So the neighborhood
Ooh.
has it has a Ritz-Carlton that's part of the neighborhood that's on the water, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Bro,
Um,
you ain't.
I get.
You are.
I get.
Hold
I
on,
get
man.
where you
Tony,
at.
you are.
I
Tony,
understand. I
you are.
understand where
You
you
are
at
just
now.
sitting in a gold mine right now, bro. Go ahead. Oh my,
Yeah,
you got a
as
rich
yeah, I
Carlton?
get it now.
Go ahead.
I get it. Go ahead.
So yeah, that's how I've grown it. I don't have like I don't have special advertising. It's mostly all come through word of mouth, and it's slow. But when they come, I always think of Crawley because right now it's super busy in spring because all these people, let's say they want, I'm doing my full route plus, I'm trying to fit in doing mulch and pine straw at their jobs plus I'm getting calls for new work coming in. So like even today, I'm behind on my route because I did a pine straw job yesterday, took up most of the day. And then so I'm
Yeah.
starting my round. Then this call comes in, but he's 2 doors over from my other one, so I got to make time to go over there somehow and go over and walk around and chat about his yard, right?
You want to get good?
Yeah, and I repair irrigation and stuff as well.
Okay,
So
you diversified.
Yeah.
Diversified. Okay.
So I pretty much handle everything outside. Now the only thing I don't spray liquid in the grass yet. That may be something I move into in the future. But that's a whole nother animal. In Georgia, like the weeds that we have here are just ridiculous. Like
I've heard. I've heard the horror stories.
yeah, so so that's kind of my business setup. So I don't feel like I have to like
You
have
can
a
still
50
fish solo and still be super effective.
Right. I don't feel like I have to, have 50 trucks in order to feel validated as a man or anything like that. Because I feel like some people in our industry, they think, oh man, how much customers you got, how much customer you got,
Man, all I say
and-
is what you make it.
right. And so,
Facts.
so the other thing is, so like most of the big companies, because these high end yards and they're usually a little sloped or whatever towards the lake and they're, teardrops and contours,
Uh-huh,
90% of the big companies will use walk behinds, right?
Uh-huh.
Because, like the big riders are they're too heavy. They're too heavy because they can pull all the water they want out of the lake. As much as you want to water it, they can. So, and it's free, if you're on the water, you can pump out of the lake. So, so commercial mowers. So if a solo guy, Chuck in the truck goes in there with a big 0-turn mower, man, he's on his way out, pretty quickly. So the big companies, the big companies that keep a lot of the yards, that do really good work, they're all using these walk behinds, the John Deere ones, the Exmark turf tracers. Y'all know the common ones.
I know it. I know it.
So the mower I use the most. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Stand on.
It's a
is it
goofy.
right?
It's a Hustler.
Oh, the
Hustler Surfer Pro. So
Pro.
so this thing, it's a $5,000 mower. You can pick up the front of it like with your hands. Like it only weighs a total of 400 and some pounds.
Golly.
So like that most of my yards are done with that, because even though, so what I do is I kind of buy whatever residential mower, the company that has a good deal on them, in my couple year cycle, and then I sell that mower and buy another one, because it's still way better than using a
Yeah.
walk behind every day. I've owned 5 walk behinds, and I mean they're good for what they are, but if since I still have to do all those other services, if I can get a buy with riding on something like this, or even like there's a little Bobcat mower right here. It's the ZT2000. It's like the lowest model 48-inch one that they have. I bought it for $4,700 some dollars, brand new, because Bobcat had some sale on them. So I've never had a Bobcat mower, but so that's what I kind of do. I run them for like 2 or 3 years, some kind of residential rider or stand on or something. Sell the thing for half what I paid for it, buy another one. Like that little Surfer Pro, I've only had it a couple of years, and it has 515 hours on it. And that is a residential mower. That thing has the Hustler Dash deck. If you know anything about the Hustler line, so the Dash is lower end than the Raptor. The little Raptor is, I mean, the
Okay.
Dash.
You got you really got a suit, just a residential commercial.
Yes.
And you making a killing with it. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I have that, and I have a couple trailers, and
Yeah.
I mean, I have a pretty base setup.
Regular stuff, killing.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Tony. So, all right, your dad's been doing it, like you say. What you said, 80, 82?
86.
86. Okay, I was born in 84. So I was 2 years old. Your dad was out there getting it. So with your dad back in 86, with all the old school information that you have, what has the social media done for you in your business?
Okay, so this is a really cool angle. So my dad, he still has a flip phone. He has one right now. But
Old school.
yeah,
Old
so and my
school.
dad, like he taken, especially over the last 15 years, whatever, he's taken his business a totally different direction. He's doing more like what Bone's trying to move into. He has way less yards than me, and my younger brother still works for him, runs most of his smaller lawn route, and my dad basically just does extra projects. Like he has a little Kubota tractor, he has a mini excavator, he has a skid steer, a New Holland skid steer, and so let's say they want to cut this tree down. My dad also used to climb trees and all that stuff when I was young. And so he'll mainly do, let's say they want some grading done, or let's say he also builds and repairs seawalls that are along the lake. So,
oh my goodness.
so he doesn't enjoy or like doing this high-end maintenance thing, because the customers are annoying. It's kind of a different animal. Like, but me growing up doing all the parts of the business, because he used to be full service, like everything. So like back when his company was big, one time back in the day when George Bush was like coming in for the weekend or something to this Ritz-Carlton, he took the whole entire landscape out, cart paths. I mean, a massive project that took like 8 months to a year, even with all his employees, plus, subcontractors and rock guys and, all the thing, because it's all done with like stonework and everything. But anyway, he used to do big jobs like that. And then after that, he like swore never again. I'm going way down smaller. And so, but anyway, I used to work in so after school, starting in 12, 13, 14, I would be on one of his crews, and I love the maintenance in. I love going yard to yard. You pull up, that shrubs looks a little scraggly. There's weeds over here. There's sticks over here. There's pine cones. I love pulling up, boom, and I can make it look amazing. And boom, I go to the next yard. I don't really like, doing 3-month installs and being there every day and digging ditches.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't really enjoy that part. I've done it.
Yeah.
I've poured concrete. I've poured driveways.
Trades.
Yeah, but
trades with experience.
but at the end of the day, my company, I'm primarily, just a high-end maintenance man, a maintenance company, a gardener, and it's been great. So I make right now I make around like 110, 120 a year, something like that.
Nice,
But no employees. I don't owe any money on any of my equipment. Always think of you, Crawley, because I follow we follow the baby steps. So like I have my house paid off. Like I have zero debt. You know, I don't owe anybody anything.
Lord, man.
Hey, yeah, go ahead, Tony. We need to
So
hear this.
I have about like 85,000 in my Roth IRA, you know, like for retirement. Because that's the other thing, guys. You're listening to this podcast, you're long guys, like your customers, they ain't gonna drop you off, you know, retirement money when that time comes. You have to walk out for that yourself, you know. And you know, I hope to mow grass until I'm 80, but I don't want to be forced to mow, you know, 1 million yards a day. Like that's not realistic.
Yeah.
Like you have to think about these things.
I like it.
And
and
so,
I
is that
definitely like
no
it.
from social media, just watching guys out
Oh,
here?
sorry. Yes. All right. So back to social media. So guys, this is a cool story. So, so growing up, you know, as a kid, I hated the business, just like anyone, you know, their family business. I'm like, this is crap. Like my dad was clearing lots and doing all kinds of things, hitting bees. And, you know, as a kid, it's hot. I'm like, man, nah, I ain't feeling this. Right. So, and as my childhood growing up, I felt like, man, we are a strange, you know, landscape family. You know, it was less common back then. And I just thought, like, I didn't tell any of my friends like what my dad did for a living. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of want to keep that on the DL. And so, so here's what happened. So I, about 6 months or so before I got married, you know, me and my wife dated for years and that kind of thing. And I started to start my own business. And like, I saved up my money and I bought a Toro belt drive walk behind from a kid on Craigslist. And that's how I started my business. I had a Lawn Boy push mower that wasn't very good. You know, I started just like everyone else. Like nothing was given, you know, zero things was given to me other than, you know, my dad's blessing of, you know, hey, you know, I can help you with some knowledge about these things. But
I get it.
so yeah, so I did that. And so what happened is around that time, 2012, 2011, I started Googling things because I didn't know anything. Like I have to buy my own blower. I have to, you know, I just always ran all my dad's stuff, you know.
I get it.
And
so your dad, he really didn't set you up. He was like, I'm gonna show you. It's on you to do what you got to do.
Yeah. So the only thing he bought me is he bought me a when I first started my business for Christmas, he got me a steel KM 130, like just the motor. It's now called a 131, but I have one of the old version, the KM 130 from Steel. It's a, you know, 4-mix, you know, the combi unit, you know, just the thing. And so I built it from there. I didn't have no blower. I had nothing. Right. And so besides that piece of equipment, like, you know, he gave me nothing else. And then, so here's how social media plays in though. So I start searching around, you know, like I had my phone, you know, the internet was real slow back then and everything, but I started looking around and I ran up on these videos on the internet. Like when I was researching how to do these things or how to, I don't know, just like everyone does, and looking for trailers and looking at all these things. And so 2012, 2013, the first video I ever seen, was a Jason Creel video, which was called something else back then, long time ago.
Out of Alabama.
Yeah, so like it was old timey ones where he would just like sit in his shop in the morning and talk about these things, right? And then from there, you know, I started at similar around that time, but a little after, I started seeing the Geek to Freak videos, which people talk about, but that's like he was in the prime back then. And the thing is, you know, finding social media and finding the lawn care part of social media just blew my mind because all of a sudden I realized like, hey, this is not just like a weird family business thing that we do. Like there's a whole world out there, thousands and millions of lawn guys out there. And I just didn't pay attention to that. I just thought, because, you know,
it's different.
Yeah, there's a few small guys in my town and, you know, the big companies do, you know, soak up a lot of it. Like I said, and I just grew up in it. And I just took it for granted and thought I didn't really think much of it. And so when I found social media, blew my mind. Just seeing all that was out there, and I started communicating with guys. I started making videos, and I remember one of my first videos. You know, I sent it to Greg. You know, Geek to Freak, and I was like, "What do you think about this?" And I had like 6 different backpack sprayers lined up. I went and stole a few of my dad's ones and like put them together with a couple I had, and like talk about the differences of them. It was a horrible quality video, you know, back then. I don't even know what phone I had or whatever. And so I started communicating and then, you know, started going on down the line, more and more guys. Johnny Blades of Grass, he's been around for a long time. But several guys, you know, as it goes along. and a few of them that aren't even there anymore. And then I heard about the expo, and then so 2015. Okay, so that rolls
Oh,
around.
you went back in it. Oh yeah, you got some time.
He was going to
Yeah.
GIE.
Yeah,
Right,
you was
yes.
going to the GIE and everything, so you got a lot of history. We
Yeah,
might
so
have to
then-
bring, we might have to bring you back on to elaborate a little bit more on that, because like I'm telling you, 'cause, like you got some real history, because we kind of over the time, but we
That's
always like to
crazy,
ask
Cody.
people. That's real crazy. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, you finna get ready to really break it down. So
Yeah, so let's
nah,
do another. Let's
go
do
ahead
another
real quick.
episode, and we'll break down talking about the expo. But and then when you go to the expo, like your mind is just blown about the industry in general. Like I had no idea that something like that ever was a possibility. And I went to the I went to the GIE rally when it was at that little Pleasureage pizza thing back in the day. It was way less of a meetup than it is now, and it's just so cool to see how all the things have unfolded. And then, you guys and so many new guys, popped on the scene over the years. And you guys listen out there right now. If you want to make a podcast, I got this Zoom P4. It's about $125, $150 piece of equipment. And boom, you can make a podcast even and make it sound really good. Or you can use your phone and, I have a little Shure lavalier mic that plugs up to that. You can pull out your phone, you can make YouTube videos. I've been on YouTube for about 12 or 13 years. I think I have about 825 videos or something like that. I've been around for a long time.
Y'all go check out Tony too. I think Tony, what you got, about 15, 16,000 followers?
Yeah. So it's 12,000. I'm glad you bumped it up a little for me, but
you got 12,000. That's cool.
Yeah.
So on YouTube, I have about 12,000, and I haven't been super active the last few years. I just been as my kids are growing up and stuff, I really want to be conscious of, sitting around every night and editing and all this stuff. Like I just, I wanted to, I got to be careful with those kind of things. So I'm still trying to make audio podcasts in the truck and do these things. And, and I enjoy podcasts. We got to drive every morning, so you can always pull out your phone. And that's why I mentioned to you, Crawley, like, and also I don't have a lot of time to like watch a lot of YouTube videos right now. So, man, that's why I tell Crawley is top of the mornings. If he could just cram all those and put it in like a 4-hour track of audio, I would listen to that every day.
Yeah. I've heard that before. Hey, I got some things working. I've heard that, man, for real. I appreciate that.
So there's several companies, but right now the ones I've tried the best, the buds, are these they're called plug phones, and they're still a like a silicone tip, but it's like a double layer silicone tip, not a cone one, not the cone one with little bigger and bigger. It's like a straight solid one. They're like the only company that has this design. I don't like the ISO tunes. I have every pair of earbuds existed. I've been listening to podcasts for 15 years. It started with Giulio Tomei. Like he was the very first one. I used to have to download his podcast and put it from the computer onto my iPod. You know what I mean?
So your main thing is on YouTube. Your main social media platform. Okay, that's him on YouTube.
And also, when you go on there too, Crawley, his podcast is also on there too. I'll drop his podcast right here too.
Okay, I'm literally going on there right now as we speak.
So if you type in Tony's Lawn Care, like on any podcast platform, it'll be easy to find as well. It's actually Tony's Lawn Care on YouTube, Tony's Lawn Care Talk on podcast, right?
Podcast, okay.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
So y'all check out at Tony's Lawn Care. Tony, we're a little over tonight, man, but listen, great episode. And man, like I say, I met Tony, man. He reached out to me and Crawley. But what's even funnier before we get out of here, me and Tony went to the prayer meeting at the expo.
It was fire.
So he had already reached out to me. When I go to the prayer meeting, I look over, Tony's in there. We sit next to each other eating breakfast at morning. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So we started off the expo, off the prayer meeting right there. And then we end up going on, we ate when I come at the dinner the next night with you. You know what I'm saying? At the Mexican restaurant.
Yes. Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you for coming. It was great to have you.
So, man, y'all go check out Tony's Lawn Care on all platforms. Tony's Lawn Care Talk is the podcast. But like he said, if you type in Tony's Lawn Care, he's going to pop up. So,
yes.
We over tonight, Tony, but, man, we appreciate you coming on. Stay in the background for just 1 second, Tony.
And, hey, you guys out there, just do like Crawley said. You're gonna be tired right now. I worked till late last night, and then was back at it 6 this morning, and my head feels like I have like a brick right here. You know what I mean? I don't like that feeling. I hate that feeling, but I got that right now, and I'm I'm gonna have to just roll with it for now. But
you're gonna have to get used to it, man. That's the sad part about it, man. They don't get around it.
Hey, Tony, I had a headache so bad yesterday, man. But I got back up this morning. That truck and trailer was loaded at 7:20. I'm about to know. It's time to get it.
Yeah. And it's 10:15 where I live. So
yeah, you're an hour ahead.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, man. Appreciate you for coming on, Tony, man. Y'all go check out all Tony's stuff, man. Stay in the background for half a second, Tony. I'm gonna pull you back up.
All right.
Y'all check out Tony's Lawn Care. There it is on YouTube right there. Also check it out. It should pop up on all like you said, podcast platforms and everything, man. We went over a little bit tonight, man. Tony, hey, we gotta get Tony back on here because I can tell Tony, I can tell if I sit down like he got a brain.
Like he got a different type of man. Cause
he about there with you though, Tony. You been at what, 15? Tony said
15. He knows some stuff. He knows some stuff for real.
And even when he got to talk, I didn't know nothing about them heels and stuff. As soon as he said walk behinds, I already know it touched something with you.
I said, oh yeah. I said, yeah, I know it's serious business out there. If they got walk behinds, I already know the companies that's taking the yards on. I know it. They feel safe. For real. The walk behinds ain't man.
So, man, we out of here with a little over the night, episode 35. Had your boy Tony here tonight. Yeah, 35, man. It done went by quick.
It's crazy.
Man, we gonna get out of here tonight, man. It's still spring season. The dust is almost settled. It ain't settled yet around my way. It's almost settled.
Yeah, the dust is, and that pollen. I can't wait till that pollen counts come down, son. Because I'm telling you, I get into a weed bone, and then hit them sinuses. You sneezing the rest of the day.
Crawley, let me tell you something, bro. Let me set myself down. I almost grabbed my medicine and it got banned. I got some medicine right here. I had to sit myself down. I was about to show you what I used, Crawley, for that pollen, but I ain't gonna do it. It's right there on the counter.
Don't do it. Hey, I get it. I'm trying to tell you, man, I had an attack yesterday that was so vicious. I was sneezing for like 3 or 4 hours straight. I couldn't. I didn't know I had that much snot in my nose.
Listen, before we started the episode, I took a breathing treatment. I told y'all, hold on, give me a second. I had to take a breathing treatment. So, man, listen, man, we out of here, man. Y'all keep grinding. Listen, and get it, man. Just get it. It's springtime. Grind, get it. Like Tony said, the peer pressure of your peers. Don't put so much on yourself, but still at the same time know where you want to get to. Have you some goals. Don't beat yourself up. Don't think you got to be the big company. You heard what Tony said. Tony's got a Roth IRA. He's solo. He's doing six figures a year, and he's a solo guy.
Solo guy, killing it out here. Ain't got no overhead. Is the house paid off? Equipment paid off. Guy has no debt. And he's going out here making money every day. That's what everybody wants the situation to be in.
Hey, man, let me tell you, before we get out of here, I'm going to tell you, Tony is what he's doing right now. He's Mow Trappin, man. So we'll catch y'all, man, the next week, man. We'll holler at y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in again. Man, listen, we're going to have a Q&A night. I heard a couple people say Q&A. We're going to have a Q&A night soon, man, and just everybody just drop your questions and give your comments, and we'll feed off each other. So,
yeah, exactly.
You guys keep grinding, man. Salute to everybody grinding. The one thing I want to say, stay safe out here. Don't overestimate safety. We want to see you again next week, man. So,
exactly.
We'll holler at y'all the next week, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in again. Mow Trappin Podcast. We out of here.
We out.